Hello, faithful, and welcome to a new video here on YouTube from Heaven's Metal Streaming Radio. I am your host, Keven Crothers, station manager for Heaven's Metal Streaming Radio and staff writer for Heaven's Metal Magazine. Yes, Heaven's Metal Streaming Radio is the online radio voice for Heaven's Metal Magazine. Yes, that Heaven's Metal Magazine. Sponsored now by Rox Records. We appreciate Rox's contributions to help keep the station on the air. You can find out more about that if you like at a later time. That's not really why we're here today, but we wanted to mention that they are a contributor. It does cost a bit every month to do that, to run the station, that is. Anyway, today, top 10 songs, or our top favorite songs, 10 favorite songs. You know, some people get so caught up in, oh, what about this and what about that? And it's like, get a grip. 10 favorite songs. Maybe they're not your 10 favorite songs, but we want to talk about Ransom today. And they burst on the scene in, 1987 as First Aid. They recorded a 3-song demo as Ransom. They had a song that was contributed. They did for Cal Metal 2 in 1988, which was called Sin Killer. And after that, it was another 2 years before they had their debut album released on Intense Records, Frontline Records. I think it was still under it was under Intense back in the day. Ransom featured the vocal prowess of Mrs. Lisa Faxon, the bass playing of Michael Preciado, I think? Because as I started doing some of the back checking on this, names change a little, and I'm like, is it the same person? Yes, same guy. And then, of course, the guitar playing of Tony Ortiz, and then drumming. Now, the drums, let's just be... I want to make sure that everyone gets their due, as it were. According to Frontline Records directly, the drummer Joe Galetta joined the group. Now, Joe Galetta was the drummer for Shout, and he was also the drummer for Joshua on their Surrender album from 1986, 1985. I think that was what was on Music for Nations, and then it was re-released by Ocean Records. Did a few changes here and there, but same guy. And but their original drummer, as I was going back through some of this, their original drummer was Dave Holman, and he passed away in 2011. So I wanted to make sure he got a shout out. You know, I mean, when people pass, it's always tough. But they released 2 records. The debut, which my original debut is somehow missing in action. I'm kind of going, did I sell it when I bought this? The ill-fated Intense Millennium Records reissue from 2011 that really created a big stir because certain things that are supposed to have been done weren't done. But this is the version I have. Was remastered by Jay Powell at Steinhaus, and it sounds killer. It does have the 3 bonus tracks, which is their original demo. There is another reissue of this that I believe Retroactive did it like 3 years ago now, back in 2017 or 2018. I'm sorry, I'm trying to keep it all straight. Then they had a follow-up album from 1991, Soul Asylum. Now, honestly, to me, this is a much better record. When I listen to Soul Asylum, this sounds like a totally different band. Part of it is the production. A huge part of it is the production. The drums sound very different. Lisa's vocal sounds great, but the guitar sounds more subdued. And then there are certain songs where her voice seems to disappear, and we get this chorus, choir, gang vocal thing that, I'm sorry, it just sounds very, very processed. And for a long time, I've always had a very hard time getting into this record, even though there are a couple of absolutely killer songs on here. But I've always been a big fan. For me, my favorite was the debut, and it just is. I think it's a heavier record. It sounds great, and if you don't have it, if you like that 80s melodic hard rock metal along the lines, I'm going to play some stuff here, but along the lines, you could say Striper, Rage of Angels, that kind of thing, maybe as heavy as Bon Jovi, Slippery When Wet, that kind of thing. I mean, they were a good melodic hard rock metal band. And it's a bummer we didn't get more of that style. Obviously in 91 things were changing in the music business. So, you can't sit about and complain about what could have or should have been. It's like, I'm grateful for what we got. So coming in at number 10. Now, I actually had 12 songs on here, and of these 12, it's kind of hard to just narrow it down. So I am going to just go with 10. And a couple of honorable mentions, I suppose. But let's go. This is a track that was off their demo. That never got released or reworked and redone, in a better studio environment. It's a little sing-songy, but this is Sticks and Stones, and this is off the demo. Sticks and Stones. Again, a great tune. The hook. The verses were a little sing-songy to me. It's like they could have been reworked. But the chorus, I thought, was just incredibly catchy. And I always enjoyed that song. Coming in at number 9. Off the debut album, Fool That I Am.
Just another chapter in your book of lies. Now you're gone, chase the wind. I found a love that never ends. He'll never leave or forsake me. His love is everlasting. They say that love must be tough.
Good, solid, melodic, hard rock metal, which could be said for a lot of their songs. I mean, the whole thing with, most of these bands, they're derivative of a style. You're not getting breakthroughs into something else. And somebody would say, yeah, but that's what they tried to do on the second record. Well, you do it in stages. It just seemed very drastic to me. Fool That I Am, though, comes in at number 9. Coming in at number 8 is off of Soul Asylum, and that is Exit, Euthanasia. A heavier tune that really speaks to a pretty difficult topic. It's a heavier song. It's one of the heavier tunes off of the second record, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. Exit, Euthanasia, comes in at number 8. Coming in at number 7 is also off of Soul Asylum, Not That Kind of Girl. And more bluesy, acoustic, almost, got that intro. A good song all the way around. Once again, catchy, memorable, and enjoyable. But Not That Kind of Girl comes in at number 7, which leads me to number 6. And this is off the debut album. This is the Barnburner. An absolute blistering hard rock metal tune. This is Break Into Darkness.
Lost in a world where there's no way out. Silence is the pain. Only shadows up, down. The only cry hurts in your mind. Those tears that you shed.
Driving, heavy. Kind of wish they had written one or two more tunes, either that appeared on this album or the next album. And that's always been one of my favorite songs by them. It's not really what Ransom sounds like all the way around. It's a little different in the fact that it's heavier. But anyway, Break Into Darkness comes in there at number 6. Coming in at number 5, also off the debut, Rumors.
The world is watching, all eyes on you. But do they hear what to say? What's the story like? What's the news today? What rumors are about us this time? What's the story like?
This song, I've always liked this song. It's got a nice groove to it. It's got a great hook in the chorus. And I've always thought that, I noticed on a couple of places where this song kind of got panned as just kind of being a letdown. And I thought, really? I never thought that. It's a great song, in my opinion. And it deserves to be the second track on the debut. Rumors comes in at number 5. Now we're cracking the top 4. I'm going back to the Cal Metal 2 release. Right here, this is Sin Killer by Ransom. Comes in at number 4. I've always thought that was a great song. Heavier. I think they got a great version of it on Cal Metal 2. And really just smoking. And again, it's a little harder edged than some of their other stuff, I think. But to me, the verse, the chorus, very melodic, very memorable. The lyrics are good. Could have been cleaned up, I think, a little bit. Sweeping the world with the broom of deception. That's a visual that I'm like, I could have done something a little different perhaps with that. Nonetheless, Sin Killer comes in at number 4. Now we're into the top 3. And this one, ironically enough, this comes off the Soul Asylum album. And this is, in my opinion, the best track on that album. It is brilliant. This is Prayer Asylum. Prayer Asylum comes in at number 3. It's got that melodic acoustic intro that builds and builds. It's not a power ballad. It's kind of that mid-tempo, it's not a fast song, but it builds up, hits the verse through the chorus, and you've got something that is just a great song. Absolutely a great song, and to me it just feels lost amongst all the other tracks on Soul Asylum, and I'm not sure why, but Prayer Asylum comes in at number 3. Now we're into the top 2 songs. Both of these songs, one of them is, I think it's a deep cut off the debut. The other one is a song everybody knows off the debut. These could be either order, okay? Either one. And again, this is just favorites. This isn't telling you this is their best song, because people get their nose out of joint when you say, no, this is the best. And I'm just saying, take a chill pill and relax. This is all about having some fun. Coming in at number 2, Etched in Stone. Even back in 1990-91 when this album was released, I loved Etched in Stone because a promise is a promise. What an absolutely memorable hook, a great chorus. It is one of their best songs. I'm sorry. Some people have this tendency, I guess, to overlook it because it's too generic, or I don't know what it is. To me, this song is a kickin' tune that just sticks in your head, because a promise is a promise. Because my name is etched in stone. Because a promise is a promise. What can I say? That brings me to number 1. And I'm sure you know what it is if you haven't figured it out. Anybody who knows Ransom knows this song. Anybody that got Hot Metal Summer 4 or whatever it was and bought the video VHS cassette back in the day, or has seen their video on YouTube under Frontline Records, you know what this song is. We're talking about Lasting Love. Comes in at number 1 right here.
Lasting
What a great melodic metal rock tune. Great guitar playing again by Tony Ortiz throughout. And it's like, why isn't there a song like this, in my opinion, on the second record? That's where I'm just like, it kind of falls apart. This record is so good. It is not overproduced. It's not overprocessed. Everything about this is great. Joe's drumming on here is great. Tony's guitar playing is great. Lisa's vocals are great. Mike's bass playing is great. It's infectious how good this record is. It just came out at the wrong time. If you like melodic hard rock and metal, this is a great record to grab. The debut from Ransom, there you have it. 10 favorite songs from Ransom. Give me what are your 10 favorite songs in the comments below. Please, again, like the video and subscribe. I've got more stuff forthcoming. Not just top 10 songs, but some other cool stuff. I've gotten some great ideas. Gonna dive in, do some more. Until next time, don't forget to say your prayers, and God bless.